The spaceport at New Geneva was crowded, chaotic, and full of smells that clung to my clothes long after I left. Burnt ozone from ship thrusters, synthetic food oils from vendor stalls, and that faint copper tang of recycled oxygen. I'd been here before, but never for anything as strange as what was about to happen. I wasn't supposed to be here for adventure. I was just a cargo handler, moving goods from off-world freighters to the warehouses that fed the colony. I liked my work because it was simple. Crate in, crate out, check the scanner, move on. But everything shifted the day I helped the alien woman. The beginning, a chance encounter. The vessel docked on Bay 12 wasn't on any schedule. I knew because I had memorized the day's manifest. Mostly human ships, a couple from the Thraxian Confederacy, one or two from Europa Station. But this one, sleek, curved lines, hull plated with scales that shimmered like liquid glass. It wasn't Confederacy, and it wasn't human. The port officers hesitated. Protocol said unknown ships required quarantine and inspection. But the vessel opened itself before they could act, its hull peeling back like flower petals. Out stepped a figure, tall and elegant, wrapped in silver fabric that caught the artificial light. An alien woman. Her skin was a pale hue, faintly blue under the lights, and her eyes, enormous, faceted like a dragonfly's, flickered between colors. She carried no weapon, no obvious tech. Just a small case clutched close. She staggered. No one moved at first. Everyone was too stunned. But instinct overrode my hesitation. I dropped the cargo scanner and rushed forward, catching her before she hit the floor. Her weight surprised me. Light, almost hollow, as though her bones weren't built for gravity this heavy. "Careful," I said, though I doubted she understood me. But her gaze fixed on me, unblinking. Her lips parted and she made a soft sound, like the hum of power conduits. The officers converged, muttering about quarantine protocols. But she tightened her grip on me, refusing to let go. Her faceted eyes glowed faintly, and I swear the color shifted to match the amber lights of the dock. "Let me help her," I said more forcefully than I meant. The officers exchanged wary glances but stepped back. Maybe they thought I was already contaminated. I guided her to a bench against the wall. She trembled, and when I touched her wrist, I felt heat radiating through her thin skin. A fever, or just her natural state. I rummaged through my work belt and found a hydration patch. Cheap medtech, but better than nothing. I pressed it to her arm. The patch activated, delivering electrolytes and moisture through the skin. Her breathing steadied. Her eyes fluttered, then fixed on me again. And she smiled. The middle bonds across worlds. I thought that would be the end of it, that I'd hand her off to the authorities and go back to cargo. But things didn't work that way. The alien woman, later I learned her name was Soraya, refused to let me go. Literally. Her species communicated partly through touch, I'd discover, and the act of me supporting her, giving her aid, had triggered something deeper. She stayed by my side as the port officers led us to quarantine. I spent hours answering questions. What did she say? Did she give you anything? Did you notice unusual biological exchange? I told them the truth. That she barely spoke, that she clung to me, that I only gave her hydration. They weren't satisfied. But when Soraya finally spoke in halting standard, the room went silent. "He is my chosen." He offered bond. The officers blinked, then turned to me with suspicion. "I didn't propose anything," protested. Soraya tilted her head. "You gave life water. You offered strength. You proposed. I accept." Her smile in that moment was dazzling, even if it terrified me. Over the next few days I learned more. Soraya was from a world called Athos, far beyond our usual trade routes. Her species traveled rarely, preferring to remain within their own star systems. She had come here seeking aid. Her people were on the brink of disaster. Their biosphere was collapsing after centuries of careful balance, and she had been chosen as envoy to the humans. But when she arrived, weak from the journey, she nearly collapsed at the threshold of the port, and I had been the one to help. According to her people's customs, that act meant far more than a simple kindness. It was a ritual gesture of unity, an unspoken promise. Among Athissans, sharing water or sustenance was a proposal of lifelong bond. I tried to explain that among humans we did no such thing, that I had only acted out of instinct. She listened, tilting her head, eyes flickering green and gold. And then she said softly, "Your kind see accident. Mine see destiny." The colony governor got involved quickly. Political opportunity, he called it. A bond between human and Athissan could open doors, treaties, trade agreements. They pressured me, subtly at first, then openly, to play along. "Think of the future," they said. "Think of what your union could mean." But I wasn't thinking of politics. I was thinking of the woman who followed me everywhere, who tried to learn my language, who stared at stars from the port windows as though each one was a memory. Soraya fascinated me. She had a way of speaking in layered meanings, her words carrying echoes of songs. When she touched the steel walls, she claimed she could hear vibrations of ships across the docking bay. She laughed at things I didn't think were funny, but in time her laughter became infectious. And yet, I feared the weight of her declaration. I had never proposed anything to anyone. I wasn't sure I believed in destiny. Rising tension, the threat emerges. Then came the night the Thraxians attacked. The Thraxian Confederacy had long resented human colonies spreading near their borders. Rumors had spread that an alien envoy had landed, offering humans a new alliance. The Confederacy didn't want competition. A frigate slipped past outer defenses and fired warning shots near the docks. Panic erupted. Alarms blared. I was hauling crates when the first explosion hit, throwing me off my feet. The hull screeched under pressure. Through smoke and chaos I searched for Soraya. I found her cornered near a sealed bulkhead, clutching her small case, the one she had carried off her ship. 2 Thraxian raiders loomed over her, demanding she surrender. I didn't think. I grabbed the nearest tool, a hydraulic wrench, and charged. Not smart, not strategic, just desperate. One raider turned too late. The wrench connected with a crack, sending him sprawling. The other spun toward me, weapon raised. But before he fired, Soraya moved. She pressed her palm against his chest, and light flared. A surge of energy rippled out, tossing him back as though gravity itself had inverted. He hit the wall and didn't get up. She swayed, exhausted. I caught her again, just like the first day. Her eyes glowed softly and she whispered, "Again you offer strength." The climax. Acceptance. The colony forces repelled the Thraxian frigate eventually, but the damage was done. The attack proved that Soraya's presence here meant danger. The governor wanted to send her away, back to her people, with promises of support. But Soraya refused. "I stay. My bond is here." The governor turned to me. "Convince her, or this colony becomes a target." I sat with Soraya in the dim quarantine chamber. She studied me, her gaze unreadable.